Niga Swagat to my health show, and Jai Shri Krishna, Jambusana, and Saryanda Niga Swagat, which is a show to bring awareness. My program is done every Thursday with great desire कि मैं किस तरह संगत दी lifestyle change करके थोड़ी जागृति लेके आइए. At no point am I telling or condoning any kind of treatment. I'm an alternative practitioner practicing the therapies which I have studied and under a body to practice these therapies. That is a very firm message out for viewers who are thinking anything different. It is a fact that UK ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ doctors ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਇਹੀ ਦੁਹਰਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ that please do not use ਦਵਾਈਆਂ from cheap sources and cheap Ayurveda sources to which you get subjected with heavy metals. लेके जा रही हैं मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ journey ਤੇ और कई बारी दिल ਨੂੰ दुख ਹੁੰਦਾ है कि there could be somebody in the public or the one person who does not seem to like the show. I'm sure that over the 2.5 decades ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ show ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ, it is to bring awareness to my community ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਿੱਘੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ और 70% ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਲਾਭ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਹ show ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ passion ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਗਰਤੀ ਦੇਣੀ through Akal channel and their vision also that it is also Naam Simran, it's also Virsa Punjab da, it's also Punjabi Boli, but it's also Sikh health, community health. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ across the globe, right from USA, Canada to even the Muslim community and Gujarati community is listening to my shows of late, and this is the feedback I get from the public at large. So if there's one person in the community who feels that this show is not bringing any wealthy knowledge, I would challenge them to do the same and spend 1 hour to do this show, which is of great passion I do for the community at large. Taking you onto a journey of sweet or sweet tongue or sweet poison, ਮਿੱਠਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਜ਼ਹਿਰ ਬਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਨੇ, and why sugar is ruining our health. It has now become quite aware to the UK medical institutions and also to the NHS board and also to the sugar industry, and forcing companies that are producing sweetened foods or sugar loaded foods to reduce the sugar. And on average, one Brit, ik person, is consuming 260 teaspoons of sugar. That is hidden sugar that could be in tomato sauce, it could be in pasta sauces, it could be on pizza bases, it could be in ice creams, it could be in health bars, it could be directly what you are putting and in cereals. This is a big issue of 260 teaspoons. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ measure ਕਰਿਓ, and what it turns out to be over 1 kg of bag of sugar that you're consuming on average. In April 2013, an article was published as Action on Sugar and to ban on the sale of sugary energetic drinks. On the contrary, they have only triplicated in sale, and more energizing drinks have come up which are sugar loaded, which give you a sugar blue or a sugar rush, which can lead on to serious health conditions. और ये जेड़ा series मेरा program हैगा is of awareness through my alternative medicine and as a practitioner through different ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ studies right from Ayurveda to homeopathy to naturopathy to making preparations of Ayurveda, flower remedies which deals with the mind, therapy, and then also ultratone, body toning, anti-aging program, ਸਾਰੇ nutritional support ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ, and ਸਾਰੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ treatments ਕਰਦੇ except grade 4 cancers which have gone too far. Then I do not look at those and I do not advise to take those patients as my into the clinic. मेरी clinic ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ Birmingham and Ivor based ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, there are days which I'm in Birmingham and most of the days in Ivor. Please call to book at the number at the bottom. पर चल रहे ने to the sweet poison. Sugar एक मिठा क्यों इतनी जहर बन रही है, and why has the industry started putting more and more that our children are subjected to. It becomes an addiction. sweetness ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਮੱਖੀ ਇੱਕ ਖੰਡ ਤੇ ਬੈਠਦੀ ਆ ਔਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਖੀਲ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ from taking the nectar from a plant, that is the way this sugar issue has become. salivary glands ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੱਟਾ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕੌੜਾ ਨਮਕੀਨ ਟੇਸਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਇੱਕ ਗਰਾਈ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਸਕਿੰਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ within seconds this sugar information that you have put sugar in your tongue is sent to the brain, is sent to the pancreas to release insulin. But how much can you do this when the body goes into an overdrive mode or ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੇਬਸ ਕਰਤੀ ਹੋ body, the organs get subjected and abused and time abused and overridden or overdrive mode ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ, and that is like whizzing neurotransmitters from the brain that can make your sugars high or low. Around, obviously there is a serious glucose action that takes place ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ sugar ਖਾਣੇ ਆ. A French scientist put some animal trials, and these were trials ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਚੂਹਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, that the ਚੂਹੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ were addicted to cocaine, this was a studies, they actually introduced them to sugar. Choohe and the rats got addicted to sugar and stopped chewing onto the cocaine. That is how dangerous sugar is, that even compared to drugs, sugar is highly addictive and can force your brain or your taste buds to demand more and more per your willpower. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਨ ਦੀ ਸਹਿਣ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ? Do you want to become a victim? If there is a family history of diabetes, then you need to be more alert and more aware whether you're going to consume this sugar. The sugar hidden in fruits or in fruits is a natural sugar which can be broken without causing dead calories. Sugar itself, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ brown sugar, white sugar, other than ਗੰਨੇ ਦਾ ਰਸ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ natural fruit ਰਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, that is a natural sugar which can be broken by the body without subjecting it to the kind of subjection ਜਿਹੜੀ white sugar and other sugars, corn syrup, glucose syrups, fructose sugar can cause to the body, including honeys. So sugar industry ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ fructose ਹੈ, glucose ਹੈ, sucrose ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, these are actually monosaccharides and they are the basic building blocks of any carbohydrate ਜਾਂ carb. A journal in American Medical Association showed that the sugar ਜਿਹੜੀ consume ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ was tied to the body weight, and there was huge amount of obesity. And the moment the sugar was given up, some people within a month lost up to even 6 stones of weight and reduced the obesity. ਜਿੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮੋਟਾਪਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ, which is through dead calories, or even dead calories ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਫੇ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, not sofa factory, but ਸੋਫੇ ਤੇ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, and that is called sort of a stagnated lifestyle, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ couch potato. ਕਾਊਚ ਪੋਟੇਟੋ ਲਾਈਫਸਟਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਔਰ ਤੁਰਨ ਫਿਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਖਾਣਾ ਕਾਰਬੋਹਾਈਡਰੇਟਸ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ 'ਚ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, but these are the carbohydrates that do not subject the body to creating too much insulin. However, still the pancreas has to give some sort of pancreatic enzymes ਪੇਟ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਖਾਣਾ ਹਜਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ. So ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਲਾਈਏ? ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹਾਂ over 2 decades, over 20 years. ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, they used to be 28 days radios ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸੀ. I used to do shows there. Park Avenue Gurdwara was the first one where I did the Khalsa radio setup ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ. ਉਹ ਦਿਨ ਦਿਹਾੜ ਤੇ 28 days ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸੀ. That's going that far back. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ listeners ਬਹੁਤ shows or ਬਹੁਤ television companies ਤੋਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆਏ ਮੇਰਾ shows, at no point have I actually poached my patients or I have indirectly diverted people from giving up English medicine or drugs. Simple and plain, My program is Jagrati, my program is of awareness and enlightenment कि जे तुसी अपने घर दे विच चार दीवारां दे निगे घरे दे विच at the cost of my time, the time of the camera team, the time of Akal channel editing team, the time of putting this on air कि जे तुहानू इहदे विचों भी कोई जागृति रोशनी नहीं आंदी इस प्रोग्राम दे विचों, then उदासी दी गल है कि जिहड़ा मिशन हैगा या it's not being accomplished. Sadly, this program is at 4:30, which is not the time that I really appreciate, purely because I'm not capturing youngsters. Mera jada vision हैगा that this program should be put on to peak time at the time of about 7 p.m. जिथे youngsters जिन्हों मैं advise करना या जेडी साडी तीसरी चौथी generation हैगी आ असी उन्हां नू जागृति इस program दी और ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੈਲਬੀਇੰਗ ਦੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਹੈ ਇਨ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਔਰ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਦਰਸ ਕੁੱਕ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ what should they do and what should they be aware of and what should they be packing in the kids lunch boxes as well. This is a big problem. Fruit is not a fructose, it comes with fiber. So fruit has got fiber which helps to digest and leave the system without leaving dead calories. It slows down the absorption of sugars in the body, and fiber is the main reasons why we eat fruits of different kinds. Obviously I'm not making any suggestions because ko diabetics hoige, some fruits will not suit you, kaiyan nu allergies hoigiyan, those fruits will not suit you, kaiyan nu tongue thrush hundi a, some fruits that you eat might give you kind of cuts and blisters in your mouth. Sugar is the biggest sweet poison. Sugar sab to mithi zahar hai duniya di. Whether in India or in the Western world, we have been subjected, but मेरा program of Roshni and awareness is only कि थानू जागृति दिती जावे that if we can reduce this intake of sugar and stay on natural foods and natural fruits and vegetables, also which some vegetables gajaran de which sweetness hundi a, then the body will not be time and time subjected कि pancreas jada o bar insulin release kari jave and then the stomach is subjected to an acid level. Most people do not consume enough fruit. 2 cups of fruit tanu ek din de vich chahide ne, which could be 1 banana and 1 apple. But whether it suits you, no advice is given until my patients come. They fill in a consultation form and then I advise you according to your lifestyle, according to jehdi bimari thanu us vele hai ja kede symptoms hege ne, then a structured support is given through food and nutrition. So my program of awareness here is generalized. At no point I'm saying ke doctori dawai band karo, but sugar is not a way of lifestyle, and starting sugar hidden in cereals, hidden in various kinds of milks or sweetened rice milks is not the first protocol of the morning. That means all day you're going to crave for that food. The young children, even up to 8, I've seen them going in for energizing drinks which can have up to 4 teaspoons of caffeine and known to have about 6 teaspoons here in UK of sugar, and in USA about 9 teaspoons of same recipe, but because the Americans have a higher sweet tooth, the same recipe has added sugar. How sad can we be subjected to? किन्नी उदासी दी गल है कि ये drinks तुसी शक तुसी कोई मिठा drink लै रहे ने जिथे energizing लिखिया, read the instructions and you'll be shocked. Just a simple basic ice cream आज लैनी एक बहुत वड्डा mission है. It will have corn syrup, it will have fructose, it will have sucrose, it will have other sweeteners and additives. There is nothing simple and pure. Simplicity starts with cooking at home. Simplicity starts from having good, nutritious, not empty, not dead calorie foods. ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਖਾਵਾਂ. The moment the small intestine does not get nutrition, it sends signals to the brain to eat more, and that is the time when most children in offices have a crash out or sugar blues or sugar rush or sugar downs, which is at about 10 to 11 a.m. in the morning, and the first thing they go for is white flour and sugar coated foods which they think are going to raise them and give them a bit of perk with coffee. How much can you keep subjecting the body to acid foods while the body should be on a pH level? ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਦਵਾਂਗੀ ਕਿ ਸ਼ੂਗਰਸ ਕਿਉਂ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਡੇਂਜਰਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਕਿਹੜੇ-ਕਿਹੜੇ ਅੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ. After this one series, the next series will be the damages done by sugar and corn syrup and glucose and fructose. Note karo, the only organ in the body that needs sugar is brain. But that is also glucose, which is the breakdown from food, that's a sugar that's given to the brain, otherwise the brain can go into a coma. Too much high sugar, you can go into a coma. Too much low sugar, you can go to a coma. दिन त्योहार बहुत आ रहे ने, दिवालीज आ रही ने, बहुत functions आंदे ने, and every Indian function and every function in the world, even you can look at the Palestinian मिठाइयाँ, you can look at the Iranian मिठाइयाँ, you can look at the Gujarati मिठाइयाँ, you can look at the Punjabi desi मिठाइयाँ, and English मिठाइयाँ की again ने, they are chocolates. That is their sugar load, and that is a way of celebrating, but that's also a way of inviting a disease and knocking on your door. Mera program de vich yahi hai ki why do you want a disease to knock on the door when you probably in the family do have a genetic disposition of diabetes? Do not subject yourself to becoming a victim. We all carry the genes. But just listening to my program and bringing awareness to yourself and going on for the finer foods is what I want to promote with the call channel. Program de thalle mera dekh jao is my telephone number 07886880591, and the email ID is manjeetkaur51@yahoo.co.uk. So unless we don't wise up, unless globally this doesn't become an issue, we are going to be having serious issues. We can adapt ourselves to moving away from sugar or having a craving and addiction. Sweet tastes ਜਿਹੜੇ offer ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ modern times ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਪਹਿਲੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਗੰਨੇ ਦਾ ਰਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਅੰਬ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਾਂ ਸ਼ੱਕਰ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ, but they were simple foods, and then came in the complications of white sugar ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਈ, ਕਿਹਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ, going back from the South America, and then that came to India. There was a program I did a while ago of the history of sugar, and that's just flashed at me of ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੈਂ information ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ on one of the health shows. Signals ਜਿਹੜੇ sent ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ brain ਤੋਂ through potentially ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ overdrive ਜਾਂ self control mechanism ਜਿਹੜੇ brain ਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ that will lead on to addiction. These are signals that make you have a desire to eat. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ young mothers ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ sadly ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ sweet dessert ਦੇ ਸਕਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ, ਛੋਟੇ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ. The child has not demanded sugar. The child has no taste for sugar until you put it on their tongue and then they demand it. Also, it has come to my awareness this week that over just 2 cans of sweetened drinks a week are enough to bring you to a quarter danger of having heart conditions. That is from the English media televisions that go through thorough research to present these figures. It's a sad state that 2 cans of fizzy drink can raise your heart conditions by a quarter. How detrimental can we do this to our body again and again, that we subject our bodies to heart conditions, arteriosclerosis, ਜਿਹੜੀ arteries block ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, macular degeneration ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ to the point that the vision goes so bad. You know, globally the sweet habit ਜਿਹੜਾ completely out of control ਹੋ ਗਿਆ is the question is only through government and food industry that whether they need to keep adding the same quantity of sugar or whether the manufacturers are going to be a great threat to the human health. That is the question. And I think there is also going to be a law passed that there's going to be tax on sugared foods. I think it's about time. As there's tax on alcohol and cigarettes, I think there should be tax on sugared foods, because the NHS has a massive overload to 8.1 million pounds a year of people who have subjected them to sugars themselves and sugar related diseases. So we are starving NHS from the money that can be used in research, in other forms of illnesses, in genetic dispositions, which is being driven to the society because we are a welfare state and every citizen of UK is entitled to have a service of NHS care. But do we need to keep loading NHS on this heavy bill? That is my question. Unless we don't wise up and you yourself, you stop taking a risk and don't become personally subjected to sugar and becoming obese, having good muscle, but not subjecting yourself to heavy protein intakes also can cause type 2 diabetes. You need to be cautious. They are very good food proteins in the world that we fail to understand. But in my previous shows, I've always spoken koi na koi good food proteins jede hage ne, jede Vaishnu bande la sakde ne. So personal obesity ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ type 1 diabetes ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, but also risk is a national bankruptcy and collapse, as this is a toll on NHS of ill health and the countries you live in. That is leading the countries to bankruptcy in the sense of using huge amount of money that could be used in other places and other sources. Yet diabetes and pre-diabetes jede hage ne, your body is more sensitive to the sugar ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ in food industry which has been done by mankind. 10 reasons ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਕੇ sugars bad ਹੈਗੀਆਂ for your health ਇਹ program ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ ਜਾਏਗੀਆਂ. And obviously added sugar is the single worst ingredient in modern diet. ਇੱਕ sugar ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਭੈੜਾ ingredient ਹੈ. Overload of salt ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ, having pink salt ਉਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਵੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਕਰ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ, rather than a white salt which is a load on the kidneys. And I hope that jananiya and changing the housewives habits is the biggest issue I have noticed. Women will listen to my show, they will rush out and probably buy the food or my suggested foods of the day, but they will put it in the cupboard and forget about it. They will buy the juicer, after 1 week put it in the cupboard. They'll buy the steamer, after 2 weeks put it in the cupboard. I think household ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ to make sure your children have good food, to make sure that even ਬੀਬੀਆਂ, that young girls who come from India, they think that ਜਦੋਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ੁਕਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਚਾਹ ਦੇ ਬੋਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਾਹ ਤੇ ਖੰਡ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ and ਗਰਮੈਸ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦਾ ਜ਼ੁਕਾਮ ਹਟ ਜਾਏਗਾ. On the contrary, the collapse of white cells, the moment you have, there is a 1/3 drop in the platelets and 70% drop of white cell when you are subjecting yourself to sugar. Why is it that every summer coming on to autumn, massive drop in school will be about 6 children out of 10 will get flu jukam. 5 people in the office out of 10 will get jukam and flus. Yes, it's change of weather, but yes, because the body has got so much stored mucus, sugar ki kar diya, resha paida hundi hai. It is a known fact that when the body cannot cope with this excess mucus, and the moment your white cells cannot fight any kind of bacteria or viruses, you will say, Habi, because somebody in your office had a flu, you got it. Somebody in your house brought the flu, you got it. Somebody in school, children had flu, you got it. It's not necessarily that you will get, but somebody whose immune system is the highest will not get it. Purely because your body doesn't have collected or stored resha, which is mucus, which could be green, could be white, could be frothy, could be bubbly, could be congested, could be in the sinuses, could be in the facial area, congested room vangar. If ever you've seen a scan of seeing where the mucus is in the facial area, you'll be shocked that it will be like balls of white cotton wool which will be there. And how do you break them up? The first thing that happens is the body fights up and the blood and the temperature shoots up to fight that bacteria. It's another way of the body getting rid of the toxin of the virus, is to shoot the temperature up. So food has to be